Evening, Giant Hunter, Exiles and Giant Hunters. Helps if I get my own tagline right. Let's turn comments on here. Live chat, there we go. That way if anybody comments. But anyway, today, like we do every Sunday, we're moving the compost pile. We'll get to this thing in a minute. So let's start off by checking our temperature. About 108 degrees. I know the poke plant's in the way, but this guy seems to be doing pretty well. We got a lot of bugs in there. That means we need more mulch on the top, but when you build a compost pile slowly over time like that, you get bugs. No big deal. They break down things. I'll shove this guy into the Johnson Sioux style one. Give it a few minutes to get up temperature. So last week, on the list of emergencies here, we discussed what we do if somebody broke into our house, or we brought that up. And we're about a week to think about it. Well, something I need to do more. It's breaking while you're at home. So something I need to do more is put the little chirpy alarms everywhere. We might invest in like a Simply Safe, some other alarm system. It's probably not a bad idea. And then something else we need to practice at what angles it's okay to engage bad guys with if we need to, and our protocols to deal with that as a family, and like kids stay in their room, or if kids are home and we're not, where they go, and all those plans, which I'm not going to discuss here because I doubt a bad guy's watching this, because right now 0 people are, but bad guy could watch it. And another thing is, something I should do more is about 80% of the time when I walk around the house, I keep my my airsoft. It's definitely airsoft for the YouTube algorithms on me, just in case. I also need to, like I said, learn angles where it's safe, so the airsoft pellets can't go through the walls into the kids' room if I miss. And I need to practice more with Sarah, and myself need to practice more too, and the kids. I need to buy clones of this airsoft gun so I can practice more and Sarah can practice more. Let's see if we, yeah, there you can see it. So normally this bucket isn't set in here, but these are quad outlet steel receptacle covers we painted red. Sarah made this contraption, this little stand, and we can practice shooting them with the airsoft. We want to set up I want to set up at least a longer range, and maybe across this way, put PVC pipe in the ground, and then have targets we can drop into those pipes, so we can shoot from different ranges easier. We might just have one and just move. But I like the idea of being able to practice engaging at multiple distances. I don't know, we'll figure something out. That's a later project. So I had my niece pick a random number, and the one she picked for next week is how to deal with a medical emergency, like a diabetic emergency, or somebody having a heart attack, or something like that. So that's what we're going to discuss next week. Give it a little bit of a thought, put some ideas, things down in the comment section for the one person watching this. If you're watching it later, put some ideas down there. All right, down onto the compost. We got this pokeweed here. That's where we're going to move the compost pile to next. So we're just going to chop it down a little bit. Don't have to be perfect, because like we're going to put the compost pile on here, and it's 100 and, what would we say, 110 degrees, it'll break all that stuff down. This guy, if you've never seen one before, they're a hand weed eater. They have this like corrugated metal. It doesn't have to be super sharp, just pointy, and it's thin, and it's like a serrated edge. So when you swing it, it cuts through without having to be super sharp. Like you don't want to run your hand across this way; it'll still cut you, but it's not like sharp like a knife. This one is a deluxe weed cutter, 2-way blade, cuts easy on each pass, blah, 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 blah. So you can cut this way and this way. I think it's really for left and right-handed people, but it's made by True Temper. I like it. I loaned it to somebody who left it outside, so it's got some more weathering to it than I like. And it comes with nasty varnish and stickers I've never taken off because I haven't used it enough. I'll be right back with the mulch fork. Sorry about that. Hey, this thing's free and you get what you pay for. So you can see this thing still has some varnish and stickers on it. Maybe sometime this winter we can sit down in the shop and remove all the varnish and stickers and stuff on some of these tools for the live stream. Anyway, like is our habit, start from the outside, work our way in. And like I've said in past videos, this would be going a lot faster if I turned it more. It'd also be going a lot faster if I used smaller pieces. Apparently, in one of his videos, I haven't seen it though, Jeff Lawton composted a dead wallaby, which are probably about, groundhog size, probably about maybe that big. I don't know if I've ever seen a wallaby. And like I said, it's okay to throw some worn out clothes and towels in there and other stuff as long as they're not full of synthetic stuff. It's a huge piece of plastic. I don't know where that came from. How's there always more plastic in here? But yeah, smaller chunks and turning it more often. Like as soon as it gets up to temperature for a day, then turning it is ideal. All right, you guys can't see it, it's on the other side of the compost pile. We got poison ivy back here. I don't like using weed killers, but I really need to find the poison ivy spray and use it because there's some poison ivy back here. Poison ivy growing in here, we can't have that. I a lot of times get poison ivy pretty bad, and so does Sarah. I'll just try to avoid it for now. I don't like using weed killers and poisons for animals and like mice and stuff, but sometimes we gotta do it. You can't let the good be the perfect of the, or the perfect be the enemy of the good. Sometimes you just gotta deal with it. Now I'm just going to use it just on the plants. And there's some more back there. Looks like we're going to have to clear some of this out. But yeah, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. But also, when you use stuff like weed killers and stuff like that, use it sparingly and just on the plants you absolutely have to use it on. Like, the sumac tree's got to go. There's some baby sumacs down there. More poison ivy. As much as I don't want to get rid of that stuff, I guess we're going to have to. We need to leave a trail along his neighbor's fence, even though the neighbor's got stuff growing on his side. But anyway, our main today is how to grow your tribe, how to grow your prepper group. And there's two things I'm concerned with growing. Let me move you back a little bit so you can see better. Sarah's out here taking care of the quail, collecting eggs. It works really good for us to do it in the evening rather than getting up early and do it in the morning. More plastic. Anyway, another more plastic. Jeez. I think somebody comes in here at night and puts little tiny pieces of plastic in the compost. But two concerns with doing that is growing it with numbers, but more importantly, growing the individual members of your tribe into being better tribal people, tribe members, being better prepared, being a better, more cohesive group, all that stuff. Because I'd rather have 5 people I can really trust than people I can't trust at all. And yeah, I know my grass needs mowed. Maybe Tuesday. Tomorrow we got a scout meeting. But grow the quality of the tribe members. It's more important than growing the numbers. Like scout meetings, American Legion, church, clubs that you're already a member of, like your sewing club, stuff like that. Starting a gardening club, going to gardening clubs to meet people, and don't be really upfront with them. Just hey, can you teach me how to? Oh, you're interested in canning. I like canning. Maybe we should get together and can sometime. Or, oh man, you're a gardener. Maybe we can trade seeds and work on them that way. But growing your tribe. Let's see. I took some notes here. Oh, yeah. You gotta have good people you trust. Like I said, rather have a small number of people that I trust than people I don't trust in. You need to do things together as a tribe before the end of the world comes. If you can't get along and get things done and do things on Tuesday, you're probably not going to be able to get things done and get along and work as a team on Doomsday. I stole that from Bear Independent and Viking Preparedness, Pastor Joe Fox. But yeah, if you can't get along now, you won't be able to get along in the apocalypse. Not that I think the apocalypse is really coming, but I think it's more minor things like a Great Depression, stuff like that we should be prepared for. I'll write that down. Next week, we're going to talk about what... I wrote it down this time so I don't have to watch this whole live stream again, trying to figure it out. All right. So one of the things that's important in growing your tribe is have regular meetings. We've had to move our meeting times around to meet different needs of the different people in the group, which I'm not a fan of. But right now, and for as long as I can get it to happen, we are going to meet every Sunday at 3 o'clock. Maybe bring some sort of snack, something like that. Maybe a Subway platter. Those things are always popular and cool. Makes you feel special when you can buy a Subway platter. They're not that expensive either. But then, but have regular meetings where you discuss different skills, learning skills. Something I started doing is every Wednesday, I talk to the group about how they're doing towards their goals on becoming more prepared. This Wednesday, we're going to talk to them because a lot of them need to put together like a prepper binder. We can talk about that in the future one with like their future live stream. So a prepper binder with like their threat assessment in it, their food journal, their goals for how much they should prepare, their spending journal or spending plan. Spending journal is a good idea too. But we're gonna text them and be like, hey, it's back to school season. Right now you can get a notebook for $1, a binder for like $3 if you want to get fancy. You know, it's not a lot of cost in getting started on this. And it doesn't take a lot of time if you do, like this week, I'm gonna write out my spending plan. A lot of work to do those things. And the reason you want to do a food journal is because you want to store what you eat and eat what you store. You don't want to store like 5 cases of Spam. If you don't like Spam, yeah, sure, it lasts a long time, but if it sucks and you don't like eating it, why would you want to eat it when you're already under a lot of stress? And it might go bad before you get to where you need to eat it. So you're better off eating the stuff you like and storing stuff that you like. If you like Spam, go ahead and store it. Spam's okay. Every now and then, like fried Spam, it's the only way it's edible. But only on occasion is it even that edible. More plastic. Jeez. I'm telling you, gnomes come in here at night and bury plastic in here.
I just found plastic in the quail's cage.
Sarah found plastic in the quail's tractor. Gnomes. More plastic. Sometime maybe we should discuss plastics. Why I hate plastic so much. Me and Sarah talked about when we get the fence done next couple weeks, and next year when we get chickens, putting some cameras on the house that we can live stream. That's what we can do with the Raspberry Pi that I have. It can control the live stream. But live stream the quail, and since we are live streaming the backyard with the chickens and the quail and the cats and the dog when we get it, all that stuff. And since we live in Mishawaka, which is called the Princess City, apparently Mishawaka is some Indian princess thing. We'll call it Princess City Chicken. Tim Pool's chicken live stream seems to do pretty well. Back to my notes. Keep getting distracted. Oh, you should be teaching other members of your group skills. If you're the leader of the group, take on their own skills and learn to teach it to the others in the group. Let's say you got somebody in the group who likes electronics, they're pretty skilled with that kind of stuff. They want to take on learning ham radio. Well, they can learn ham radio, but teach a more simplified version for the rest of the group. Somebody in your group likes to garden, have them teach simple class on gardening. Get people to take ownership of different skills and teach them. That not only spreads the work around, but it also builds up each member of the group and them. It makes them feel more important in the group. And it also has a side effect of putting people in charge of different areas. So, like Steve, he's really into electronics and stuff. He's diving all into ham radio. Steve teaches everybody in the group what radio they need to buy. So they all buy a Baofeng UV5R. Not the best radio in the world, but it'll get them started. He helps them program it, teaches them all how to use it in a legal way. And then they go out for a group activity somewhere and they talk to each other across distances. Or if they're close enough, they just learn to talk to each other from house to house, and they learn to use the radios while they're doing other activities and stuff. Speaking of doing other activities, you should do group activities that are just for fun and camaraderie. Builds esprit de corps. The ecclesia. Commune together. Whatever terminology you want to use for it. So my future plans for my group is in the spring, in the spring, do a camp out where we like how to use a bug out bag and other stuff to build shelters, different camping skills. But I don't want it to be hardcore camping. A lot of people in our group have never done that kind of stuff. So we're in a cabin somewhere and do it that way. That way we're slowly getting the people into doing stuff. So they can spend the night in the cabin and then learn to build a shelter in the morning. It's a great way to build them up into it, and then maybe next time they'll want to build a shelter and sleep in it. Like a tarp shelter. A lot of places it's hard to get permission to build a shelter out of sticks and stuff. We're going to start doing that in the spring. This year we're going to do it in the fall. And then in the summer we want to have some sort of activity. Maybe like a laser tag or who knows. If we have more parents in the group, I'd say we can just go to the park on a Saturday, let the kids hang out at the splash pad while the adults just chill and have a cookout. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll do a summer. That's it. Sarah, if you're listening, our summer activity for the group should be getting them all here. We can do a barbecue, and then our kids and grandkids and anything like that can hang out. Then in the fall, trying to arrange an apple festival. So the group will get together and harvest apples, and everybody will leave with a bunch of apple juice, apple cider, canned apples, canned apple butter, all the apple stuff. And that way the group's doing stuff together, but it's not hard manual labor. And then around Christmas time, probably more like in January, or no, the end of November is probably a good time to do it. Between Christmas and things. Have the Thanksgiving/Christmas holiday party. But also get something I'm having trouble getting our group together to do is group work events. Where everybody in the group gets together at like Joe and Tammy's house and helps Joe and Tammy fix their porch. Or helps Joe and Tammy put in new raised bed gardens or put up a fence. Projects that are difficult for one or two people to do. Get the whole group together. Get as many people as we can together. And these wouldn't be during normal meeting times. This is just Joe and Tammy say, hey, 3 Thursdays from now, 3 Fridays from now, whatever. We would like as many people as can come to help put in our fence. And we're gonna barbecue. So, grill some hamburgers and have hamburgers for everybody. If everybody brings potato chips, we'll have a great time and get the fence put up. This way it gets the group used to doing things and working together and getting projects done. So if times get tough, and that's the only way to get things done, the group can get things done for each other. We'll have practice at it. Also, it gets the group, or gets each individual person can help get their stuff squared away better and get their life together. Like, me and Sarah might do that for putting the fence up. I don't know, that doesn't seem like it'll take that long. But maybe when we replace the temporary fence with a permanent fence, we can have the group get together to do that. Maybe when we bury the pool. But this, also it's important to have the group work together, because if things get tough and we all end up having to hunker down somewhere or whatever, Great Depression kind of style, and we don't have people lose their house and have to find a place to buddy up with, we work together better. Let's see what else on my list. Well, that's about done. All I got left to do on the list for the group stuff is, my last point about it is, you want to have a group that lifts you up and builds you up. Yesterday I got invited to join a local veterans mountain biking club. First off, I don't got a lot of time for that. Second of all, the guys, there's not very many people in it. They're trying to grow that group. And I think veterans having groups where they can spend time together is important. But these guys aren't trying to build each other up and try to elevate each other, try to make each other's lives better, and try to make their own lives better. They're just some guys that want to hang out, do some mountain biking. They go to the bar and drink. That's not what I want to do. I want to focus on a group of people that elevate each other and bring each other up and help improve each other's lives spiritually, physically, emotionally, if I didn't mention it, financially, everything, where we work together as a community, as a family. And then, because I want to do 3 points for all our 3 topics for every video. We already did the basic preparedness, the emergency list. We did the main topic. I want to close with talking about what I say at the end of every video. I close every video with, we, his people, will start rebuilding. Well, that comes from Nehemiah. So, most of the Israelites, well, Judeans, most of the Judeans. So the northern tribes are already wiped out and put in exile. So they were drug off into exile. Well, they were starting to get their freedoms back. They were getting ready to move back and all this stuff. But they had a problem in the city of Jerusalem. They couldn't really move back and have their own kingdom again because the wall of Jerusalem had been destroyed and never rebuilt. they had permission to rebuild the temple, but every time they tried to rebuild the temple, every time they tried to make their lives better, these other guys that didn't like them would come in and wipe them out, destroy the temple they were trying to build, all kinds of stuff. So Nehemiah got word of this and got permission from the king to rebuild the wall. Not the king of Jerusalem, the king of the Babylonians, Nebuchadnezzar. No, it was after Nebuchadnezzar. I don't know which king of Babylon it was. But anyway, I got permission from him to rebuild the wall. He went to Jerusalem and he had the wall rebuilt. Well, as he's rebuilding the wall, he's also teaching them how to live a godly life. And he's having each individual person be responsible for building the wall outside of that's closest to their house. So everybody talks about like, oh, we need build back better or make America great again. All these politicians talk about that kind of crap, and people argue like, oh, my politician's gonna make your favorite politician is not gonna make the country better. Your politician doesn't care about you. Your politician really doesn't care that much about the country. Most likely, they really care about themselves, maybe their family, maybe their party, but they really care about making themselves more powerful and more money. Anybody wants that position, and basically, if you want to be a politician, you just want a job where you order other people around. That sounds like you're crazy narcissist, and you should maybe a sociopath. You should be watched out for. But anyway, politicians don't care about you. So you should be concentrating on building your life better and building up those around you. And that'll build the country better. And I'm not talking about building a wall to separate us. Like, oh, we're going to build a wall from sea to shining sea to keep the Mexicans out. No. I'm not talking about that kind of crap. I'm talking about, like, keeping the bad crap out of your life. Like, all the stuff you see on the news that's going on, all the drag queen shows for children, children having their bodies permanently, chemically, or surgically altered, that kind of stuff. I mean, we can do a better job than that. If I start building my life better, making my life better, and I start making the lives of everybody around me better, and start being a leader and showing them how to make their lives better, and then they show other people how to make their lives better, that's how we can fix this stuff. If you make me king for the day, nothing I can do about it. I can't fix the problem. But I can fix the problems in my own life and help you and encourage people around me to fix their lives and make their lives better. And we'll make and elevate everybody's lives together. Otherwise, it ain't happening. So quit relying on politicians to make your life better and to make your friends' lives better. And you start doing it, get off your butt and build the wall outside of your own house. Again, these are spiritual walls and metaphorical walls. We're not actually trying to keep anybody out of our lives unless they're a bad influence on us. The only way we're going to influence people, make their lives better, is if we're in contact with them. These are walls to keep the bad things out, to keep the demons out, to keep the bad ideas out. But you get the idea. If you're watching this, I assume you're not so stupid you don't understand what I'm saying. So we all need to be starting to work on that together. And remember, we, his people, will start rebuilding. You want to start? Yes.